Hello, my creative friends. I'm Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. About a month ago, when I was feeling really sick, I went out on my front porch because there was a delivery, and look what I found. This big old box from Faber Castell, just chock full of goodies to play with. Now that I'm feeling better, I've pulled some of those things out and I'm going to play today. The first thing I grabbed were the gelatos. I got this pack of pastels, and I will link to everything down below. The gelatos, if you haven't used them before, they're kind of like a lipstick. That's the creamy consistency they have. When they dry kind of like a chalk ink does. It's really interesting. They react with water. So what I did was, I was just coloring this in. So I used the Pretty Poppy stamp set by My Favorite Things. I colored first in the yellow, that's called Buttercream, and then I added watermelon to the inside and outside of the flowers. Then I lightly spritzed with water and stamped down. And I wanted these poppies to be just a little bit darker, so I came in with some more of that watermelon, spritzed again, and I'm going to stamp again. Now, I am not an expert when it comes to gelatos. It's probably pretty obvious to you right now. I'm just stamping on some bright white cardstock from Catherine Pooler Designs. But I have learned that if you prep your page with gesso first, you get a lot better blending and movement. But I didn't have any gesso. I'm going to show you another way to stamp with gelatos that would have been much smoother if I had prepped my page first with that gesso. What I did was I just scribbled directly onto my paper, and I kind of did it in a flower shape here. You can kind of see. First I did the watermelon, and again with the buttercream, and then I'm just using my finger and I'm blending the two together. They do blend, and if I were to spritz this with water, they would move and blend even more. But if I had prepped the page first with gesso, they would have blended even better. Here I put down the yellow first and scribbled some of that watermelon on top of it, and that blended really well, but it all became kind of one color. So once this dries, I'm going to take the delicate Pretty Poppies and stamp over it, but in the meantime, I'm going to just continue on making my flowers. Something interesting happened when I just used my fingers as pressure to stamp this. More of the gelatos got onto my paper, and it gave it a texture that was really cool. This stamp set has some leaves that I'm going to stamp out. I just, again, colored them with a kiwi gelato. It's a green gelato, and a little bit of the buttercream. Then I'm going to spritz it with water and stamp down. And I had a lot left on there, so I just spritzed it again and stamped it down again. I'm just going to keep on with this, and I'll be back in a minute. Once the pieces were completely dry, I was able to come back in with this coordinating stamp set from My Favorite Things. It's called Delicate Pretty Poppies. I think I said that before. And it has the outline of each of these flowers. So I practiced on my grid mat there because I could practice the lining up, and it was actually pretty easy. With this technique, it doesn't have to be exact because of the water we added and the medium we're using, the gelatos. It doesn't really matter how you stamp it. Close enough is probably going to be good enough. For the leaves, I'm going to use Lime Ricky, also from Catherine Pooler Designs. The poppies turned out really pretty, but they were super light, and the background I had created to use was really dark. So I decided to try just painting directly with the gelatos. First, I put them on my craft sheet, and picked it up with some water. And then I also just went directly to the gelato stick itself with that paintbrush. And the paintbrush was included in the pastel kit. I don't have the coordinating dies. I think there are some, but I don't have them. So I'm just going to now fussy cut out each of these flowers and leaves. As I said, the first time I did this background, it was too dark and the flowers were just lost. So I came in with a lighter touch this time. I'm using my ink blending tool in the Tiara ink color from Catherine Fuller Designs. And first I'm going off on my scrap paper and then very lightly going over the cardstock, not adding pressure, not pushing down on that blending tool as I go across. And it will come out with a much lighter, well blended look in the end. I'll give you a look here in just a second at the original piece I made. See that piece? Very pretty. I turned it into a different card that's over on the Stamp Nation Classroom in the Inspired by calendar. Oh, you got to see it to find out what that's all about. It's great. So now I'm going to come in with my Fiesta Blue on top for the sky. Again, a very, very light touch. Most of the ink I'm getting off onto my grid mat because this ink pad's really juicy. And then I'll go ahead and use Lime Ricky at the bottom to finish it off. At this point, I felt like my flowers still weren't popping as much as I wanted them to. So I decided to try Party Dress and Tutti Frutti, and I'm stamping them out onto that scrap paper again to see which one I like best, and I decided on the Tutti Frutti. It gave the poppies a little more of an orange glow to them, and now they really pop off that background piece. I played with the arrangement of my flowers before I stamped down the stems. Again, I'm just going to use that same Lime Ricky ink. And I placed the flower where I want it to go and then went slightly up before stamping. And now, before I stamp down again, I want the stems to connect, but I don't want it to go over. So I'm just using a Post-it note where I want that stem to stop. All that's left is to add a few finishing touches and assemble my card. I'm going to pop a couple of these poppies up, and then I'll have the leaves and one of the poppies just flat adhered to the card. But I wanted to add even more kind of dimension or interest, so I'm curling the edges of those flowers and leaves around. Just you could use a pen or a pencil. This happens to be a pokey tool, a stylus, anything like that will work. This card just needed a little bit of bling, so I'm adding some iridescent yellow sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. I want to give a special thank you and shout out to Faber Castell for this box of goodies. I've got more videos coming in the next couple of months using different products from that box. I just had so much fun playing, and I'm not done yet. If you want more information on how to use gelatos, I'm going to try and link to Laurel Beard because she has an amazing playlist full of different ways and ideas on how to use this product. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I will have links down below and links over on my blog if you want to check those out too. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching me today. I will see you next time. Bye.